this is fine. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott. This is rough for everybody, but I'm the dad that Tommy knew growing up. He's got two dads. I know him since he was 4, and then I adopted him. And he grew up in in Melrose Park, and then we moved into Lombard, and he made a lot of friends in Lombard, and he went to school over here, not too far away. And when we were in Melrose Park, he was a scouter. I was a scouter. We went through Cub Scouts together, and I was his den leader, and became a Weeblo, and he got his arrow of light, and which is a great thing when you're a Cub Scout, for those of you who don't know. Then he went into Boy Scouts in Oak Park. We were in a troop in Oak Park, and I was assistant scoutmaster over there, and we went on a lot of trips. Went on a lot of camping trips. We had meetings. He actually really liked it. He enjoyed himself a lot. He made a lot of friends over there. I remember one camping trip that we were on. We're in the woods, of course, where else we're going to be. And it was on a Saturday morning after breakfast, and I remember it was a rainy weekend, which is always a scouting weekend. And I remember one of the kids saying, "What's the weather going to be before the trip?" And he says, "Well, it's going to be raining." "Well, how do you know?" "Because it always rains on our trips." And sure enough, it was raining. It wasn't raining hard, but it was kind of drizzling. So we had our fly up, and a fly is over the picnic tables, and a lot of the adult leaders, of course, the smart ones, were sitting under the fly. And so Tommy was out there, and he was doing a lot of dancing around and doing a lot of screwing around right in front of everybody, like he normally does. He liked doing that kind of thing. So we were telling him, "Tom, go back in your tent, put your rain gear on." He didn't have his rain gear on. So he disappears. The other kids are running around. He comes out, and he looks exactly the same. Now, what were we? I don't know. Maybe he was about 9, 10, something like that. I think he was like 10. And I said, "Well, I thought we told you to put your rain gear on." He goes, "I do." I said, "Where?" "It's under my clothes." That's the truth. I remember that to this day. He was a gas. We had a lot of fun. I remember another scouting incident. We went on a trip to the police station, because we do that kind of thing. We take the kids to the police station, and when we're living in here in Lombard, and they show us around. They show us all their stuff and their equipment and that. And I remember they were showing us some kind of a big screen. They had a bunch of screens, and they were telling us what they were for, to check on homes and all kinds of things. So I remember this distinctly. The police officer pointed to me. He says, "Well, like, what's your address?" I told him, 25 West Grove. Well, the house isn't there no more. It got knocked down. But so he plugs it in, and it had a red flag on it. "What's with that?" And the cop started laughing. He goes, "That means we frequent your house." He said, "Because Tommy and all of his buddies did all their vampire stuff. You know, when they're invisible and they're walking all over the place." Hey, we had kids crawling all over the place, and the cops always used to stop by. We had a lot of fun memories. Then we have. I'll tell you, Tom. What do you think here? These are just the tip of the iceberg of all the people he touched. These are family and friends. It's blowing me away by the amount of people that showed up today. And this is, from what I understand, nothing. This is very little. It's great that everybody showed up. I'm very happy, and I know Tom is ecstatic to see the turnout that everybody came out on his behalf here. He was an amazing human being. He touched many lives. 1,000 people a week. From my son, Scotty, was telling me that he tried to touch himself. He would ride the train and sit next to people and just start talking with them. He lived in the city most of his adult life, and that's where he wanted to be. That was his theater, was the streets, and he loved it. And it's amazing to me, some of the things that my kids were telling me that I didn't know, unfortunately, that he would buy bouquets of flowers and give a hand of flower to people that looked like they were sad. And he was a poetry guy too. He just spontaneously just say poetry, and he would stop people on the street and he would tell them a poem. And all he wanted was trinkets. Just give me a little something. And he had hundreds and hundreds of things. This is where he wanted to live, and he loved Chicago. And unfortunately, I knew him as a kid growing up, but I didn't know him that well as an adult, and I feel very sad about that. I wish I did. Of course, I met up with him numerous times, but I didn't know him like all of his friends knew him. And he's just an astounding adult he turned into. And everybody loved him. I mean, how can you not? He couldn't do anything to make you hate him.
You could a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Doesn't matter.
you know what? I'll tell you. If you were touched by him, and you were his friend, that enhanced your life so much. And just be thankful that you actually even knew him and talked with him. There's so many people out there never did, and they really are missing out. So thank you very much.